1, let's go.
SBTV Nation, it's the dream in the house, and we are running just a tad bit late this morning. Gotta apologize about the lateness, guys, because we are having some technical difficulties on our end, and we promise that we're going to work on it and try to make sure we kick off on time. But that being said, Pat, what's going on, player?
We are here, brother. What is going on? Welcome back to the show, man.
No doubt. What's going on, man? How are things? I listened to a lot of the show yesterday as I had to take little man to the doctor. And, hey, Charlie killed it yesterday. He did a great job.
Yeah. Very looking much forward to getting her back on, man. She's going to be on a couple of days a week, so we'll be kicking it, the three of us on video and all that good stuff. And definitely stepped up in your absence, Playboy.
Yes, no doubt. Definitely. So what else has been going on? I mean, there's a lot of news happening, a lot of stuff been going on out there. We got the Odell Beckham thing that everybody's been talking about. We have Monday Night Football go down. What do you want to get into?
Well, first things first, man, I want to congratulate you on your stellar weekend that you had, man. You know, as far as the NFL was concerned, because couldn't lose.
Yeah, the NFL worked out really well on Sunday. We had a really good day, and anybody that knows yesterday you got no DMs from me, which meant your boy had enough. I had enough, and thank God, because I definitely was leaning in the direction of New Orleans, and New Orleans, oh my gosh.
Brutal. Me too, man. You know, I looked at that and I leaned it. I said, you know, don't really want to get involved in the game because just didn't like the matchup. But New Orleans Saints could not get the job done. One big spot for them. Obviously, Drew Brees, he passes 60,000 yards, but they get beat up in their own building, Dream. Bad.
The Saints, the thing with them, their defense has been a sore spot for a minute now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, at what point are you guys going to really do something about this defense? And then, you know, you let go of Rob Ryan during the middle of the season. And my whole thing is, like, what's that going to do?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he already developed that defense. That's how they're playing. It's not like they decide, okay, we're letting go of Rob Ryan. We're bringing in somebody else, and we're going to completely revamp it.
Yeah.
Because you can't revamp it in the middle of the season. So you might as well have just left him there and kept running with what he's running with, because that's what you essentially have still, except you don't have the ringleader running it.
Well, you know, we've seen that time and time again with head coaches and assistant coaches and stuff like that get fired in the middle of the season. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't make the situation better.
No, I don't see, and this was, you might find a little bit, you know, I don't know, bizarre or a little bit different. I don't mind the head coach getting fired.
Okay.
Because to me, the head coach getting fired is sending a message out to everybody.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's more like because the head coach, even though he's in charge of the whole team, it's a bunch of micromanagers that kind of handle everything, that report to him, and he kind of handles the overview. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
absolutely.
When you start directly firing specific individuals, like a Rob Ryan, your defensive coordinator, those guys are hands-on with that defense and that philosophy and the intricacies of how it works. The head coach is not necessarily involved in that. Now, some are, don't get me wrong. You got some coaches that, you know, get right in there and they're right and as involved as others. But I think in a lot of cases, most head coaches in the NFL are not. That's why they've hired the offensive and defensive coordinators to report back to them and let them know, you know, what they're doing. But the offensive and the defensive coordinators, that's actually their stamp of what's going on and what's happening out there. And I just don't necessarily know if I agree with letting them go during the season.
Got you. Yeah, because then you got an interim coach stepping up, and it's like
he doesn't know exactly what he's doing or how it runs.
Trying to put all the pieces of the puzzle back together. Right. Yeah, exactly. And sure enough, so New Orleans Saints go down in flames, and as we alluded to, Breezy passes the milestone of 60,000 yards. He had 341 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Just the poor Saints, man, they kept getting the ball in the end zone and kept getting it called back, man. Unbelievable. Did you watch the game?
I did watch the game, and I love the one where my man said that the guy reported eligible,
right?
And then the next play he didn't report he was eligible. I'm like, well, he said to the rest, well, I told you the first play. What do you think? I got to keep telling you what you got, Alzheimer's?
No, but that's what they were saying, man. I guess you got to keep doing it over and over again.
I know. I don't know. Listen, football is a little bit on the crazy side.
Yes.
And, these guys, they made a lot of mistakes last night. Both teams are just, it's a shame. And I was saying, what the NFL should do? The NFL should flex Monday night and Thursday night. They should say, all right, we're going to pick the best matchups the week before, and we're going to put them on our Monday night and Thursday night. Dude, Monday Night Football this season, even Thursday Night Football, it's been dreadful.
You've had some comeback wins and stuff like that, some electric games towards the end, but for the most part, the teams that are involved.
It's been it's been dreadful. It's just been bad games. You had the Giants, Dolphins last week.
Yeah.
Dude, you go from week to week and look at your Monday night games. Cowboys, Redskins the week before that. And I know at the beginning of the season they don't know, and it looks like it's going to be good. Ravens, Browns the week before that. Son, look, that's 4 weeks of awful football.
Yeah, right. I can tell you the best night of the week to watch football, the best matchups, Sunday Night Football, brother.
Sunday Night Football has, you know what? And it's funny because when you look at Sunday Night Football, right?
Yeah.
Al Michaels, who used to be the Monday Night Football guy, went to Sunday Night Football as opposed. And you know what? NBC took over Sunday Night Football, and I'm not giving them a knock either, but I'm just saying something about Sunday Night Football is being done right.
Of course.
And Monday night and Thursday night, it's just not.
Not at all, man. So, hey, it is what it is. And,
I got to be honest with you, dude. I'm really not, I don't know how you guys feel about Gruden. Like, I really don't. He doesn't do it for me.
I like him, man. I think his football knowledge is outstanding. You know what? He's got knowledge. There's no doubt about that. Anybody that's obviously all these guys got some kind of knowledge if you played and coached or whatever. Yeah.
But my thing is with Gruden, he never can pick a side. First he'll tell you how good I am, then he'll tell you that he doesn't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you got to make up your mind. You know what I mean? You can't. I know you're supposed to stay. You're supposed to stay neutral, and I get that. But you can still have an opinion about certain things. You stay neutral about who you want to win, whatever. But you can still have an opinion about. All right, this guy, really needs to work on this part of his game because it's not. This year he's having an issue with it.
Sure.
Say something and just, stick with it. Don't say this guy needs to work on this part of the game and then, boy, he's really tearing it up out there. It's like, oh, okay, well, then I guess maybe he should have work on this part of his game then since he's tearing it up.
A little bit of inconsistencies in some of their speeches.
Very
I get
much.
it, man. I get it. So your boy Odell Beckham suspended 1 game after his nonsense versus the undefeated Carolina Panthers, brother.
That was after the legend, all the nation decreed him the world's greatest wide receiver. Boy, it sure got quiet about him after that. That's what happens when you mess with the dream. I was waiting. I knew his inner self was going to come out at some point, and it sure reared his ugly head.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, guys. We actually posted a compilation of all the fights that Odell Beckham was involved in on our YouTube channel and on our Instagram page. So take a look at that, and we got a lot of views of that, man. So, yeah, he's gone, man, and what worse time to get suspended where the Giants have to win out in order to make the playoffs?
It's a bad time, but, this guy, and listen, I think he's just as talented as most of you think, okay?
Okay.
My issue, though, is everybody has gravitated to him because of 1 or 2 catches, and it seems like he makes 1 or 2, showboat catches a game or whatever you want to call it, and you guys gravitate towards that. But there's a couple of the other things about his game that I need to see him pick up, that I think that, in this particular situation where his team is relying on him, that I don't necessarily know is as polished as it should be. Some of his route running, he does drop balls. The ability to shut him down, as we saw done, prior to him emerging in the fourth quarter, shut down for pretty much 3/4 of the game.
Yeah.
That's not, I'm sorry, but that's, to me, is not, this great wide receiver that everybody's, deeming him to be. I'm not saying that he's not good. I think he's very good. And obviously, I think there's a lot of growth and he'll get better. I'm just not willing to just give him the title yet. My thing, though, is, this thing here, he let these guys really get in his head.
Yeah.
And I heard a couple of statements and a lot of things about it. But the one that stuck to home to me the most was, dude, everybody in the NFL now knows how to get in your head.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So now you could definitely expect this week, you know what I'm saying? You're going to catch some controversy with people trying to get in your head again.
Yeah.
And they're going to talk about what you did. And now you got to try to tune that out and stay focused and stick with your game. And I don't know, can you do that? You know what I mean? Because you look like, not this week, but I'm just saying when he comes back. But can you do that moving forward?
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? Now the Giants have to go into Minnesota this week, and Minnesota is not going to have their foot off the gas by any means because they're trying to secure a playoff spot. I believe that if Minnesota wins this week, they will be in because the Atlanta Falcons have just been so bad. But they have to win this game. Both
Definitely.
teams have to win this game. And now the Giants, you got Elijah Manning out there, but other than him, Elijah Manning, yes. But other than that, ODB was, one of his biggest targets out there. So, hey, you know what? I think the Giants are in big trouble here, and I know that's going to definitely move the line just a touch.
But what was funny is there was talk about the Panthers showed up at the pregame. They all had black baseball bats before the game in the stretches. They all had black baseball bats.
Oh, really?
Then apparently there's a ton of I guess they went back and looked at the Panthers video footage, and I guess that they've been doing a lot of dirty, according to some sources. There's been a lot of dirty gameplay that they've been doing throughout the season.
Yep.
And Odell Beckham was already aware of this. And then, of course, there was some other issues with some of the things that were brought up about his manhood or whatever. But that stuff that goes on, that kind of stuff. That's cool if you work at IBM. You can't talk about somebody being whatever at IBM. Okay. This is not IBM. You're out on the football field. There's a whole lot of different dynamics that happens on the football field that you can't do in corporate America or at your office right now at work. But there's a whole bunch of you can't call your competitor, if you're in a business meeting and you guys are both trying to opt for for an account. You can't talk about the other team. You can't get real personal in some of the stuff you're saying. I'm not going to go into anything specific, but on the football field, that's out the window. You can talk about anything and everything is talked about.
Dope.
I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that it happens. Racial slurs are thrown out there.
Dude, everything is thrown out there,
moms.
man. I've been there, man. I've been there just in high school football alone, being on the as a defensive end and just kind of taunting the tackle a little bit because he can't get up and up too fast.
And the best of the best have done it. Jordans do it. You think LeBron don't go out there and dunk on somebody and be like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. The best of the best do it because it can get under your skin. You gotta you got to get yourself to another level, though, if you're a professional athlete, where that doesn't even, you listen, you can use that maybe to motivate you or get your fire going, but to take it personally, you can't.
Yeah, well, he's suspended for one game, brother, and that's probably pretty much going to put the nails in the coffin of the New York Giants this season as far as their playoff hopes, because the way it works, Stream, is that the Giants have to win out and the Redskins have to lose out in order for them to win the NFC East. And I just don't think that's going to happen, man, because I think, the Redskins got a couple of tough games coming up. They got to go to Philadelphia, which, well, I don't want to call that tough. Let me rephrase that. But who the hell knows? It's an NFC East matchup. Anything can happen. Then you got to go to Dallas at the end.
She's not tough either.
Yeah, as long as the Redskins win one of those two games, then the Giants are completely gone.
Redskins, by the way, you know what? Redskins, I think, are going to win this division, and I think that they're the best team in the division, to be honest with you. There's some arguments as to Philly being good, and I'm like, dude, I'm not there with Philly. I'm not, and it's not just because the Arizona killed them. I'm going back, like I said, the nail in the coffin for me with Philly was what they did on Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
And as far as I'm concerned, I can't move forward with them at all. And as far as their fans should be concerned, they should be asking for some drastic changes and something that go down there in the offseason. But yeah, I think the Redskins are going to end up winning that division, and I think that's apropos.
Redskins are minus 152 right now to win the division, so probably not something bad.
I'm not recommending to do that, but I
probably not bad to put in a money line parlay situation, brother. So take a look at that.
About a future.
I love it. So Charles Woodson
announced his retirement yesterday. Yeah. Woody Wood said that's it. He's gonna wrap it up, and he's been there for a long time. And man, I think about Woodson with the Raiders, and even though I know he got to play up a few more years with the Raiders, dude, you should have just retired with Green Bay, though.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe or you should have just not went to the Raiders. I don't know if at the time did nobody else not want him or whatever. But it just, when you think about the end of his career, I mean, Woodson, one of the better corners in the game to ever play the game. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Of course.
Okay, good. I'm glad you agree with me. I think he's a Hall of Famer. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna always remember him at Green Bay.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not really going to take stock in the Raider play.
The Oakland Raiders situation, man. I know.
I just don't, and I know that he was positive to that guy, in his way, at that team in his way, to the guys, and teaching and taking guys under his wing and whatever have you.
Yep.
But I just think I wouldn't like to go out like that personally.
Anybody that goes out with the Oakland Raiders, man, it's tough. That organization for like the last 20 years has been brutal.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, it's just a shame. Once you go like there or Cleve or something like that, you got an issue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like these teams just can't get out of their own way, man. But hey, NFL injuries, Dream. We got some big stuff kind of materializing here. Your boy, the Big Os, is day-to-day with a sore left non-throwing shoulder. That is Brock Osweiler for the Denver Broncos, and
a sore game film.
Sore game film. Yeah.
It's called an SGF. He's got an FGF, a serious FGF situation, which is a sore game film, meaning you were booty on film in your last.
Not in the second half. Not in the first half. Second half. More like
the second half.
Second half. It's second half of the last couple of games, man. They haven't scored a point. Dream nothing. Boom, 0. I don't know what's going on with them, man. But anyway, they got a big game coming up against Cincinnati this weekend. And, I mean, I want to see your boy taking some snaps, man. Where's he going to be?
He's there, brother. He's going to be there. He's going to do his thing. We'll see if he's going to be a plus or a minus to the offense. Because right now it's up in the air, dude. I don't know what you're going to get. I mean, it was putrid before he got out of there. And I don't know if they're saying that he had that injury all season. So if he had it all season, then maybe I understand. But I still am trying to fit, because, like, to me, some of his issues was his arm, not his leg or his foot.
Gotcha.
And you guys want to tell me about planting and whatever. But I think if you watched Drew Brees last night, Drew Brees had something wrong with his foot.
Sure. And
it did not really affect his arm. So we're gonna have to see what Peyton, because if Peyton comes out with that arm, because I swear, and I love Peyton to death, that, but it looked like to me that all the rumors about the nerve damage and no feeling in his hand and all that is true.
Yeah.
Based on what I saw out of his gameplay, it didn't look like it was plantar fasciitis that was affecting his interceptions and those duck passes.
We got to get him out of the shotgun, though, brother. If he's out of the shotgun, he's definitely a better quarterback than being under center.
Oh, no, he's not going under center. He doesn't even want to be under center.
He was. Remember he started the year that way?
Yeah, but then they switched to the pistol for him. No, they're not going to try putting him under. I hope they're not. Anyway, that's stupid.
Your boy Kubiak.
I hope they're not going to try to put him under this.
Kubiak loves that.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. It hasn't been that successful, even with Osweiler under center. Because I've already talked about it. The single back in a pistol is not that big of a difference.
Yeah, man. Well, you know what? The Arizona Cardinals, let's talk about them real quick. Obviously, David Johnson went ham the other
No
day,
doubt.
and emerged as far as being a third straight quarterback and kind of making or running back, my bad, and making his moves there. But Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, is out for the year with a torn ACL, man. That's a big blow to their defense.
It's a big blow. It's a blow to their defense. But the next man's got to step up, and everybody's got injuries right now this time of the year, so nobody's really going to be feeling for him. The thing, though, I've talked about this with the running game, and I told you guys, when Rawls went down with Seattle, even Johnson in Arizona,
yep.
if you have a good running game, a backup is going to come in and going to be is going to have some success coming in. I mean, they're not going to, will they go tear it up for 200 yards? No, I'm not saying that. But, I mean, the running game is predicated on a lot of the blocking. And, I mean, we've seen a little bit of DMC being successful in Dallas a bit with that offensive line. You've got a run blocking offensive line. So a professional running back is going to get back there and be able to get some yardage, especially on a team that can throw the ball downfield and can pass the ball. A team that offers those many different options where you can't just load up the box and concentrate on that run game. So there's going to be some effectiveness. And I think we saw this come, to the fruition with definitely Arizona and also with Seattle. So they're going to be fine without their starters going forward. And they're probably going to get maybe one or two of the guys are going to make it back for the playoffs.
I got my man KC on here commenting on YouTube saying the Kansas City Chiefs are going to emerge out of the AFC this year.
Yeah, I don't think so. I do hear you, and I do like the Chiefs. However, I just got to tell you, but I know we get robbed every year. It seems like the team with the best offense almost never makes it to the Super Bowl year in and year out, going back to Minnesota getting beat by Atlanta. But I got to tell you, and I talked about it on Sunday, the Pittsburgh Steelers have the best offense in the National Football League right now. I am right there, and I'm on the limit. I got to tell you, in the AFC, every team in that AFC should be really wary of that Pittsburgh Steelers offense because Denver's got the best defense in football, and the Steelers, in the second half, wore the defense out.
Well, we said that was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, we did.
We did talk about that. We talked about the defenses being on the field too long, and eventually, mid-third quarter, fourth quarter, you get wore out.
And the only defense to me that's even close to Denver in the AFC would be Kansas City.
Kansas City's in the top 10. I want to say that they're somewhere 8th or 9th.
No, but I'm saying in the AFC, if you look at the playoff teams left, what AFC team's defense do you think is better than Denver's?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I mean, Denver's...
It's Kansas City.
Yeah, right. I guess you're right up there, man. So, we'll see what goes on with your boy Andy over there. But, looking at the, as far as that is concerned... I went back to it, guys. I'm going to go back to it again. You got Denver versus Cincinnati this weekend. I believe that's Sunday night or Monday Night Football, Dream. Pretty sure it's Sunday Night Football. And that is going to be an interesting game because, number one, you got backup quarterbacks. Number two is that, both of these teams are vying for a number 2 seed as far as a bye week is concerned. And that's a big, big, big thing, especially when you have a team that's banged up. You need that time off.
Denver versus Cincinnati is Monday night.
Monday Night Football. All right.
Finally might not have two backups because you might have Peyton Ball.
All right. Definitely not going to have the Red Rocket out there, though.
Yeah, you're not going to have the Red Rocket. You're going to have McCarron's. And McCarron started off a little shaky, but he got it a little bit together. So it'll be interesting seeing him play against Denver, against one of the better defenses. That will be a pretty interesting matchup, and we'll have to do some work on that. So, guys, keep listening as we may have some vital information about something that may be coming to fruition or predicted to come to fruition in that particular matchup.
All right. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. And that's Sunday. Guys, we're going to be doing our show. What we're doing is we're doing one more show tomorrow, which is Wednesday, Hump Day. We're going to have myself, The Dream, and Charlie on the line. Then we're going to be taking off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, coming back in force on Saturday for the bonus show. We're going to be doing all the college bowls on Saturday, sprinkling in a little bit of college basketball, sprinkling in a little NBA, little NHL, and the whole package. Then Sunday, we go balls to the wall with the NFL, man. Very excited about this weekend, man, because this is playoff time, Dream.
And to let you guys know also, we do have a special appearance on 1250 AM KCOH in Houston. We do have a special appearance on Wednesday night at 6:15 Eastern Standard Time. Ralph asked us to come on right before the holidays for happy hour out there again. So if you guys are interested in hearing your boys holla, we'll be back there hollering and doing our thing on his show as well.
12:30 a.m. KCOH Radio in Houston, Texas. We will definitely be on there rocking and rolling on Wednesday night. That's tomorrow night already, brother. Christmas is coming. Christmas is right around the corner, man. Guys, we're live right now on Twitter at SBTV Nation and also live on YouTube. Getting a lot of comments over there and rocking and rolling and going from there. Dream.
Yes.
Last night.
Right.
OKC Thunder beat the Clippers.
Definitely.
And they were actually up and down in that game quite a bit, man. I was watching Chris Paul kind of going ham in the first quarter, and then obviously they could not close it out versus OKC, man. I still think the class of the West right now. Obviously, you got to take Golden State, and you got the San Antonio Spurs that went ham on the Indiana Pacers last night, man.
Yeah, and the Pacers, to me, that's a preview of what exactly to expect in the playoffs with them. Because that's what I've seen out of them every year. And that's why I just cannot ever get excited about them like you are. Because they were just, that was a joke.
We knew they were going to lose the game.
No, I know we knew they were going to lose the game, but like that.
Charlie and I talked about it. That they were going to
lose it like that.
We said they were going to get beat up. I didn't quote it and say they're going to lose by double digits. I did not do that. I can't take credit for that.
You didn't predict that they were going to get spread out the building.
Not for nothing, but they were kind of in that game for most of the game, and then just
were
at the
they?
end, yeah, third quarter is when Pop started doing his thing, and they ended up emerging over there. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, that's a really tough place to play.
Apparently. Paul George, just like how many points did Paul George have?
Let me pull it up, man. Give me 1 second.
I'm doing this on purpose, by the way.
Oh, I wasn't involved in it. If I was involved in it, believe me.
He by the way, has 7 points, just so you know.
Paul Jizzle had 7 points?
Yeah, that's the way to come out and tear it up for the evening.
Indiana
7
Pacers.
points out of Jizzle.
Oh, wow. Wow, yeah, looking at it here. Paul George, 7 points. George Hill at 15. That was their leading scorer there, man. And San Antonio Spurs, I mean, with Aldridge, Leonard, and Duncan and Parker and everybody in the lineup, I mean, doing their thing out there, man. Have not lost a game at home. I can't wait till Golden State. Does Golden State go play there this year?
I'm sure. What kind of question is that?
Well, they're not in the same division, so I'm wondering.
But the NBA, I mean, they always, the Golden State definitely plays there.
The Golden State, let's see if they go into San Antonio this year, because I definitely want to take a look and see, and that would be a hell of a game right there. Looking at this, there's so many games, it's going to take me forever.
I know, that's why but they definitely go there and play, trust me.
Yeah. Well, I know that they have, you're right.
I know, right.
Not till March 19th, though. So we got a long way away.
That's a long time considering, but yeah, I know that they go in there and play.
All right. So as far as the NBA is concerned, man, anything else of note? I see the Knickerbockers all of a sudden are who we thought they were.
Well, who I thought they were. You and everybody else thought they were muchly improved, and I kept saying, I don't think so. The Magic, though, are pretty good. The Magic is actually who you guys thought the Knicks were,
yeah.
As far as a little bit improved. And they did their thing. The Celtics were able to do their thing, which was a good look on their part. I think did I get a text from you last night talking about the Bulls?
Yes. Dude, the Bulls lose
to
the
about that,
Brooklyn Nets. Unbelievable.
And that was a disgraceful performance, in my opinion.
Brutal, man. I can't believe they lost to the Brooklyn Nets. The Bulls have lost 3 consecutive games, bro.
Son, that is a terrible, terrible, terrible loss on their part. To lose to the Brooklyn Nets at home in your crib is just bad,
guys. So, you know what? Hey, keep your eyes on this Bulls team, man. Just be careful when you're out there wagering on this particular team, because they just don't want to show up sometimes, Dream, and I just don't know what to make of them, to be honest with you. So that pretty much does it for yesterday's NBA. Why don't we shoot over into today's and see what we got going on, man? Because I know there's a couple of matchups that I want to take a look at. There's 4 games total here, Dream. Right. And we got your Miami Heat are playing tonight.
Son, please don't mush the Heat. Because I noticed you want to try to get on the bandwagon as of late, jumping on, the Heat. I met my boy on Sunday at the bar for a couple of beers, and next thing I know, I look at his phone, and he got the Heat score. I was like, why are you looking at that player? Oh, I took him. So, don't do that.
Oh, all good, man. I
Don't
get
do
them
that.
in. I
Get your
get them,
black cat creeping around on my place.
I get them in certain spots.
Yeah, I
look
liked
for
them a
certain
lot
spots.
Sunday. I talked about it on the show before we left, and they came through. Tonight against the Pistons, another opportunity that I like them. Obviously, as I talk about them, even though he's been very consistent in playing this season. Dwayne Wade's been in the lineup night after night. So I don't know what happened. Maybe LeBron was hurting his knee. I don't know what was going on, but he's been in night after night, and he's played, and he's been playing at a high level. So, but still keep that in mind. Take a look at that. Now the Pistons, no pushover.
No
pushover.
Not at all. They'll be in that game.
Pistons have been good this year. They've been a little bit, feisty. So this will be a pretty good game. But I do like Miami to get the game one here. What do we got for a number?
You got 4 points.
4 points, man. The basketball, some of the basketball numbers have been, as far as I'm concerned, not that bad.
No.
So I really don't mind the Heat, and I really don't mind the 4. So I don't even have to do my money line thing with this particular matchup. But I don't love it. It's a light lean. I don't really love this particular matchup. So where I'm at would be very, very, very light lean. And that's my opinion.
It actually is 3.5 on some boards, brother.
Okay.
So take a look at that. A couple of other games here. You know what? What do you do with this organization, man? The 1-28 Philadelphia 76ers. What if you're in that organization on a coaching staff or a managerial spot?
Okay.
What do you do? You're getting beat by 20 points or more every single night, man.
Cash your check, son.
Cash your check.
You go and you cash your check. What do you want me to do? I can't get these guys to play.
Yeah, that's really wrong,
I'm giving them the tools. I'm telling them what to do. They're not going out and they're not executing.
You got to do something.
I don't know what you do in that situation. I really don't. I mean, they've tried a bunch of different things. Obviously, it's not working out, so you just got to keep trying. There's nothing you can do but keep trying. But you are going to need to get some success at some point. I don't know what to tell you.
You're getting beat by 20 points or more every single day, night in and night out. And now they have the Grizzlies coming into town, which doesn't make it any easier. Give it 10 points with an under-over of 194. I mean, you almost got to fade the Sixers, like, all the time.
Almost.
Well, I mean, when you take a look at it, versus the spread here, they have lost
You could just see them in the dogfight with the Grizzlies today.
Yeah, right. Watch them be up in the third quarter.
That being said, you could just see them in the dogfight with the Grizzlies.
Dream, 8 consecutive spreads they have lost and not covered.
Awesome.
And they have gotten 16 points, 6 points, 13.5, 12, 9, 6, 10.5. Wow. Unbelievable how this team is just going downhill, man. So, hey, you know what? They'll have Okafor, maybe they'll have another, top draft pick next year, and maybe they can start getting something together at that point. But for the most part, I just don't even know what to make of this team. That's kind of an embarrassment, man. I don't want to say kind of. It is an embarrassment.
It's an embarrassment.
That's a huge embarrassment. So, you have any more NBA before we move on to the college bowls?
I do not. I don't like any of the other NBA. I slightly like the Raptors, but it's very slight, and I don't really want to give that out. So I do like the Raptors though, but don't get involved with it.
All
please.
right. So we got a couple of college football games yesterday, and the Evil Genius went down in flames with South Florida yesterday.
Did he do? Is that the 500 contest?
SBTV 500 play.
Nice.
He can't stay away, man.
No, I know he can't. He's crack kills.
Crack kills,
Evil Genius never seen a game he didn't like.
He's going to be on both of these games, I bet.
I'm sure.
He's going to be down to like nothing by the time.
Here's
the thing. Look.
Utah State is 6-6, and the thing about them.
I mean, I'm dying to see him taking Akron Zips today.
Who, you or him?
No, him.
Oh, gotcha.
My boy, I love him to death, man. The Evil Genius. Look at that. So you got Akron playing Utah State today.
Offense. I remember Evil Genius gave us. Oh my God, let me stop.
What, the prolific
Evil Genius gave us a prolific offense for like I think it was, I can't remember the game.
Was it it was La Tech, I think.
La Tech, and he said they had a prolific offense. I almost fell out of my chair.
Yes. Oh, man. So looking at these particular games here, guys, there's 2 bowl games. We'll do the best we can with these. We're looking at Akron. It's a 3:30 game for all the junkies out there playing the Utah State Aggies. And the Utah State Aggies, I mean, 6-6, Dream. I thought they'd be a little bit better this year with that defense. But surprisingly, they've given up 27 points a game, where last year they were much better than that. Akron only scores 24 points a game, gives up 21. Utah State's averaging about 30 points a game. You know, this particular matchup, man, it's really tough for me to call a side here, Dream. I'm probably not going to get involved in this one as far as SBTV 500. I haven't even gotten involved in anything yet. I'm waiting for
That's
the
you.
higher tier schools. What's that?
That's you. That's you. You're the exact. I love it. We got the yin and the yang here. We got the exact opposite. Dr. Dizzle wants to play every play. Hat wants to play none.
That's not true. Yeah, right. Wait till you see my hand plays come out where it's like, whoa, all of a sudden Hat's got $1,500. What happened here?
Because Hat wants to play. He wants to do futures.
You know, they do have futures like how many Big Ten teams will win and how many Pac-12 champions will emerge and stuff like that, man. So looking at this particular game, guys, I mean, you know, as far as this is concerned, Akron is 4-1 in their last 5 games. So they definitely finished out the season strong here. You know, looking at this particular game, you've got Utah State -7. I think Utah State wins the game, Dream. But
Okay.
I'm not going to get involved in it. It's just so lean as far as that's concerned. 7 points, probably a lot of points in this affair. I like them, guys. If you have to do it, do your own homework. Like I say, get involved in all your own stuff, man. But I think Utah State wins the game. I just don't know if they cover the spread. Next game we have on the ticket is a pretty interesting one, man. We got the Temple Owls going into Toledo. And Toledo is a 3-point underdog here with an under over of 49 points. I like Temple in this spot, though.
I like Temple as well in this spot. I think Temple can get this game won. I don't really think that Toledo, I don't think Toledo's seen a defense quite like Temple's.
Not at all.
I wouldn't go not at all. I would just say, I'm looking. Let me see.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Take your time, man. It's all good.
Yeah, I would say not. Yeah, I would say they haven't seen a defense quite as good as Temple's all season. I like Temple to beat them. Now, the thing is I know the kids are going to want to play, and I go to this all the time. When you guys do that, they're not going to care because it's not the bowl game they wanted to go to. And the kids, that doesn't happen for them. That happens for the coaches and the coaching staff, which resonates to the kids, you know, as far as the preparation is concerned, or they could tell that it's not, you know, the same kind of intensity. But that's your question is the coaching staff up to getting these kids up to playing this game, you know, with a couple of disappointments, obviously losing the University of South Florida for Temple and also losing to Houston. Now, the Houston game, you know, I thought that they would lose to Houston.
Yeah, me too.
But that wasn't I don't consider that a bad loss.
No, of course not.
You know, I don't think that was a bad loss. I think you could hang your hat and you could say, you know, we went out, did the losing to South Florida game, that was the one that I could say, okay, that was dusty. You know what I mean? I don't know what happened.
South Florida definitely turned it around this year from last year.
Yeah.
Big time.
But that particular loss, that was a bad loss for them. And I just hope that, you know, the coaching staff can have them up. But that being said, I do like Temple to win this game. I think their defense is good. I think they'll be able to slow Toledo's passing game down a bit.
Sure.
I think that Toledo will probably definitely turn the ball over in the air. You know, they do. He's got 10 interceptions on the season, so I do think that Toledo will turn the ball over, maybe at least once, maybe twice.
Okay.
And I just feel like Temple will play a pretty good game. I like Temple to win this game, and I'm probably going to get involved with Temple in the SBTV Bowl contest and take Temple today minus the 2.5.
All right, yeah, I'm looking at Temple, the number 18 defense in all of collegiate football, Dream. Number 18, averaging, 329 yards per game, and through the air 203, and on the ground 126, man. So I think they'll get the job done. I think this Toledo team is, what's the word I'm looking for? A step down from Temple.
Sure.
I think Temple will get the job done in this particular affair, but that's it for the college bowls, man.
Sure. Yeah, and guys, don't forget now, because Toledo, though, with their 2 losses, they were kind of close and they were involved in all of those games. And this bowl game for Toledo won't be a letdown. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're
right.
going to be up for their side is definitely going to be up and happy that they're in a bowl. So keep that in mind if you're getting involved with this game. I just think that Jared Thomas, on the ground is probably going to be. He's going to have some success against Toledo defense, and I just feel like Toledo's not going to be as effective passing the ball on Temple's defense.
All right, my man Sir Mata's telling me that not to go off target, but tennis season starts in 2 to 3 weeks. So, hey, man, we know your stuff is pretty good, so we'll have to have a conversation about it because everybody's out there. All the junkies are out there trying to make money, especially at like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. People are out there gambling. Tennis packages running wild over there, man. So looking at this stream, we've got a plethora of NHL. A lot of games tonight, man. I'm going to move over to that card and see what we got going on. I see the Anaheim Ducks going into the New York Rangers, man. And this Rangers team, Dream, you know what? You told me to stay away from them. They have been horrible the last like 15 games, man. What happened to them? I mean, their build is like one of the top teams to win the whole thing this year. And they have just been, I mean, I know you say that, there's peaks and valleys in a season and stuff like that when you have a long season, but this has been a valley, not a peak, for like weeks. I mean, when you look at the New York Rangers, what they have done in the last couple of games here, they've lost the last 3. They're 1-6 in the last 7. And they're 2-9 in the last 11. And then before that, they went 1-4. So I mean, whatever that is, that's like 3-12 in their last like 15 games. I don't know what to make of this team, and it seems like their coach just has no emotion on his face either. Just kind of sits there and just lets it happen. And when you look at the players, they all look kind of beat up, with the exception of the other night when they played the Edmonton Oilers at home. They came out like gangbusters. But other than that, there's just no life there. I don't understand what's going on with the New York Rangers, bro. You think their season is like...
No, not over at all.
Okay.
No, definitely not. The season's too long, and they're too dangerous of a team still. I just think that they're having some issues, and I don't know what the issues are personally, but I think that they will be able to figure it out before, at least by playoff time. I know sometimes you like for these teams to have this adversity this early, and get it out of the way as opposed to it coming, to rear its ugly head later on in the season. So if you're going to go through your struggles, you kind of want the struggles to come now,
sure.
And then get through it, and then, it makes you that stronger going forward, as you go near the playoffs. So you just don't. How many times have we seen that team coast all season long, and then in the playoffs, out of nowhere, boom? Like maybe what's going to happen to Carolina. But I'm just saying,
whatever.
How many times have you seen a team? We've watched it happen. This team coasts all regular season, in a regular season juggernaut. Oh, I can't wait to see them in the postseason. They're going to go for. We've seen it in every sport. We see it year in and year out.
Good point.
That team always gets beat.
Let me ask you a question.
Always gets beat.
As professional athletes, do you think these guys look ahead at their schedule coming up?
No.
You don't think
I
so?
Don't. Nope.
I disagree with you.
Nope, I do not.
How do you not look at this? So you got the Anaheim Ducks coming into town tonight, right?
Right.
Then you got to go on the road. You got to play Nashville at the Predators, who have been pretty damn good. You got to go to Tampa Bay, which, middle of the road team. But then you got to go to Florida. And then you come back for the Dallas Stars and the Washington Caps, who are the 2 best teams in the NHL, dude. You got to look at your schedule.
So you think they're worried about that, dude? That's so far away for them.
I think they're worried about winning this game tonight.
Oh, no, they're worried about winning this game because they need to win a game.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying what's coming up in the schedule.
Nah, they don't
you
care.
Gotta
Listen,
win
dude,
this game.
They, trust me, could care less about what's coming up in the schedule. Right now, they're worried about the Ducks. The way they've been playing, you could say that maybe you could give that some credence with a team that's playing good and winning at a high level, maybe. But this team, right now, they, trust me, they could care less about what's coming up. They need to try to figure their problems out right now, and they need to get it straight. They need to go in there and get a win against the Ducks. And I happen to like them and think that they will get a win tonight.
I think so, too. I think so, too. I'm with you on that one. The Ducks just got pounded by the Isles last night by, your boy slid that to you. I did tell you that the Isles were going to get it done last night.
I know, but you told me the Bulls.
Yeah, I told you the Bulls too. So
okay, all right.
whatever.
So fall back with it. Fall
All right,
back
man. So looking at that, here's
your cracked crystal ball.
All right, here's another team that I feel is just kind of, they started off so strong, and now they're just kind of spiraling out of control, and that's the Montreal Canadiens, man.
Well, they lost their goalie.
Yep. Montreal
Okay, and
Canadiens
anytime you
have
lose
lost.
your goalie,
They have
Say it
lost
again?
4 games in a row now, man. And when you look at them, definitely, I mean, last 4 games, and then they had another 4-game skid before that. So in their last 9 games, they won 1 game, Dream. That's it.
I'm not. Don't
I
lose
get
your
it.
faith though,
I get
because I think that they're going to be all right. They're another team, and I don't think that they're spiraling as badly out of control as the Rangers are. But I mean, it's a long season, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's a long season. You're gonna lose games.
Yep.
You're gonna get in. You're gonna get in a little bit of streak, and you're gonna win games, and you're gonna lose games. But I still think that the majority and the foundation of this team is, fundamentally sound and technically good. And I think that they're gonna find a way to win in positions when they're put in positions to win. And they're gonna lose some games. Some hard-fought games, probably on the road against some of the better teams. They are gonna drop games. I mean,
Sure.
It's just gonna happen.
Sure. Absolutely. So you don't think they got a prayer tonight, though, huh?
It's not that I don't think they got a prayer. I just wouldn't get involved in it. I think that hockey is the interesting thing about hockey is everybody has a prayer with hockey, as far as I'm concerned. When you watch hockey,
Anybody.
the worst teams, and I think you even mentioned this, like you don't see those long streaks in hockey like you see in NBA.
Right.
And the worst teams, it seems like, can come up with that win on a night, no matter what. So I always will have some credence in this team could possibly win this game. But I just wouldn't get involved in it. I don't like the situation for them particularly, and there's other ones that are a little bit more attractive. But I wouldn't say that they didn't have a shot.
Well, you know what? And that's why we say, as far as baseball is concerned and the NHL, is that, anything could happen. And that's commensurate on the money lines. I mean, there's never like a minus 300 or better. Or worse, I should say, money line as far as that's concerned, because anything could happen. I mean, the puck could bounce any particular way and just kind of sneak in the goal. Could go into a shootout, and you just have one team, play better in that particular situation. So, like we said, man, any team could win at any point, man. So looking at this particular matchup here, I mean, they're going into the Wild tonight. I wouldn't advise getting involved in that one. Which ones are you looking at here, Dream?
Well, I like the Rangers.
You like the Rangers? Yep. Okay. I'm with you. A lot of games, huh?
There are a lot of games.
Here's a good one, guys. While he's looking, I don't know if I'll necessarily be on a side here, but you got the Chicago Blackhawks coming into the Dallas Stars.
Yep.
And Dallas is minus 20 with an under over of 5.5. Dallas trying to show them that they want to be the champs this year, showing the defending champs that this is their house, man.
Yeah,
so,
and Kane has really started to turn it on a little bit.
Yep.
So
He's been turning on for a minute.
No, I know, but it seems like it's really kicked in for me. As far as what I've been watching, with him, and I think that had a lot to do with all that legal stuff finally getting out of the way.
Yes.
But I think that this is a tough game right here.
Definitely a tough game.
I mean, the Blackhawks are probably going to want to play the Stars competitively.
Of course.
And the Stars are definitely going to want to play the Blackhawks competitively. Both teams want to try to tell each other, hey, we're the best, hey, we're the best, or whatever. So I'm not going to get involved in this game because it looks like it's going to be a real good game and real competitive, and we don't want to get involved in that kind of situation. But that being said, there are like 2 other slight leans I like. I definitely would prefer teams at home, obviously, than teams on the road. I really want to give this Red Wing team another shot. They got the Devils coming in there tonight. I don't like this Devil team. I'm really upset with what the Red Wings did to me last time I attempted to be involved with them, but I'm thinking that I am leaning them in this particular situation.
Okay.
I think they will show up tonight big time. So the Red Wings is a slight lean. We've been talking about this Panthers team, and ever since we've been talking about them, they've been very, very good. Yeah. They got the Senators coming in tonight. The Panthers are at home. I have a small lean on the Panthers as well tonight. And my last lean is the LA Kings, and it's probably my least favorite lean, but my last lean would be the LA Kings. They got the Sharks coming in tonight to LA. LA is back at home. They played pretty well in their own building, and that will be my last lean as far as the hockey's concerned.
All right, sounds good. When you refer to the Florida Panthers, they've won 4 consecutive games.
Yeah, I know.
This team's probably going to make the playoffs.
It does look that way.
Yeah, definitely, guys. So that's pretty much going to do it for us, unless you got more information, Dream.
No, the only other thing is, and I got a lot of hockey tonight. I do like the Blues to beat the Bruins, but I would not. You guys know I don't like road teams in hockey, so I'm going to shy away from that. But I think the Blues will beat the Bruins. We've talked about the Bruins and their endurance issues towards the end of the game, and the Blues will skate at you all game long. It will probably be an interesting game, but the Bruins have picked it up a little bit as late. This is why I'm not really big on it. Plus, there's better home. If you can get a team at home, my thing is with this, guys, my mentality is, why mess with the road team if you got a better option in a team's home? To me, the Bruins Blues is probably the same as the Red Wings Devils, so why not just take the Red Wings at home as opposed to taking the Bruins on the road?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my mentality on that. And obviously you guys have to do what you like as well. But that's where I'm looking at, and those would be my leans as far as hockey is concerned.
All right, sounds good, man. And another thing I was thinking about last night is, I know you play a lot of favorites and all that, Dream, but there's a reason why the teams are favored as far as the odds makers are concerned, guys. Just remember that.
Except for the Buffalo Bills, as you alluded to this weekend.
Give it 2.5 to kissing cousins in the Washington Redskins. That was the craziest line I ever saw, man. One of the craziest lines. So, and one more thing, guys. Before we close out of here, let me tell you something. Listen to me and listen to me good. This weekend, or I'm sorry, not this weekend, but the following weekend, as far as NFL, we are going to have a plethora of teams that are going to be in the playoffs and are going to have nothing to play for in Week 17. Just saying. So you know what happens when we do that, Dream?
I know, but you know what? This season, no, we got to talk about that, and we'll save that. You know what, guys? We're going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow, because we're going to go do a little homework. Me and Haddle will collab, do a little bit of homework, and we'll talk a little bit about that moving forward. We'll talk about it a little bit tomorrow, because this season, I think it's playing out a little bit different, and you're not going to have the huge amount of teams like you did in seasons past that this last week didn't mean something. This last week is going to be kind of important for a few teams too. For a few teams, but there's like a handful of teams. I want to say like 3 or 4 that if they win this week, right?
Like the Houston Texans, for instance, they win this week, they have 0 to play for in Week 17. So. And they have no chance of moving up as far as seeding is concerned or anything. So we'll get into that tomorrow, guys, because Week 17, we're going to make some money. And I'm very excited about it, man. So
my guys started making money. We've been making money this week. But all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all, what up? Listen, let's get up out of here. Hey, gang, it was great hanging out with you guys today, as always. And I don't think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to make it to the Super Bowl. Somebody said that out there. I like the Cardinals. I think they're very good.
They're good.
I don't know about the Super Bowl. I got to be honest with you. I'm all about Seattle going back to the. I'm all about them. I'm all about them going back to the Super Bowl.
So what do you got, a Super Bowl rematch, Seattle, New England?
No, I don't have New England going, son. I don't think New England's going to the Super Bowl.
So you got Seattle, Pittsburgh.
I think it's going to be Seattle, Pittsburgh. I don't know why, but I don't think the NFC is definitely. What was that? I didn't hear it.
That's not true.
I don't know. We're going to get into it a little bit later, a little bit more tomorrow as weeks come. Let's watch it pan out a little bit. I don't think New England's going back to the Super Bowl. I think they got too many issues, too many injuries. Defense is not good. It's just too many injuries to that particular team. And the AFC landscape is wide open. I need to see how Mr. Manning looks when he comes back against this Bronco team. Too many intangibles, like you like to say.
Yes.
So we're going to keep an eye on it. But I don't think the Patriots are going back. And I really like what I've seen out of the Seattle Seahawks team now. So we're going to take a look. Hey, I want to thank Jay Schneider, OJFB Kruk, Mr. Dr. Dizzle in the house, Razor Ramon, Now Benita. Nabanita, I think. Nabanita, welcome to the party, Nabanita. I'm sorry if I'm ruining your name. I do bad with names. Nicholas is in the house. Christos, Nicholas J, KMVU, James M. Thompson, INT, C. Rodriguez Jr., Vegas, Jack Holiday, Wayne Yarborough, Jeff Ryan, MC Money, King of Spades, Mind Funk's out there, my boy Sermato, what's going on, Playboy? The Picks out there, Pete for Prez, JC, CDNC, Capra Kings, what's happening? SD Grinds, Bees Knees is out there, my boy Irv is out there, what's going on, Irvin? Benjamin, Rowe, Mario Martinez, JDH24, the Danish Better is out there. We got Cash Action Bets, Stoopy Bets, Lone Star Ombre, Woots GG, and Andrew Taylor, just to name a few. Average Joe Punter, Papa Smurf, always giving their input and helping out this show. Want to thank everybody for all their support. I am the Dream. Always remember who you with. Make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
Speaking of my man Danish Better, he asked me a question. He said, who do you think is a bigger crybaby, LeBron James or Josh Norman? Oh, man. I think they both got justifications for being little crybabies out there, to be honest with you. At times. Because Odell Beckham was trying to be a little...
I think Phillip Rivers is a bigger crybaby.
Yeah. I think...
Your boy Rivers!
No. Biggest crybaby in the world, Dez Bryant. Nobody beats Dez Bryant.
Pretty good, yeah.
Nobody beats Dez
is right there.
Dez cries more than anybody in the world, man.
Dez is right there.
All right, guys. So we are the biggest show in the world, SBTV Nation, on all the social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the whole package. We love you to death. Go out there. Go easy. Do your own homework. Get involved in all your own plays. Make all your dreams a damn reality and get that money. Let's go.